Good morning and welcome to the Central Iowa Real Estate Scoreboard. I'm Heather. She is Misty. Good morning, Misty.
Good morning, Heather.
Everybody surviving the heat okay? Man.
Attempting.
It is like, that's the air you can wear. Is that what they call it? The humidity is so high?
Yeah, it's definitely when we get to visit other parts of the country where it's dry heat, you can tell the difference.
Yes, you can absolutely tell the difference. Well, that doesn't mean that the real estate market isn't hot too, though. And that's why Misty is here. And here with a new team member, Misty.
Yeah, so excited.
So let's introduce him right away. It's Fix Brown.
Yes.
Fix Brown the second.
That is correct.
Well, welcome to the team.
Yes, Fix has such a memorable name.
Yeah.
And we are very excited that he's joining us.
So he has a memorable name, and Misty, you have a new name now.
I do.
So you got married.
Yes.
Was it over the 4th of July weekend?
Yes, July 1st.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
In case you're wondering, Misty made a beautiful bride, and she is now known by the name Misty Darling.
What a change, huh?
It is. Your name has changed, but it is still the Misty Soul Wish home selling team.
Yes. And you know, in the whole like getting married, it was kind of an elopement, but in the whole getting married process, one of my primary concerns was, how's this going to work? Because everyone knows me as Misty Soldwish. I've been in real estate for 23 years with that name. Obviously, we do all this stuff, and Sold has worked really well for me.
You know how many people ask me if that was your real name, too?
Every single day people would ask me that. Every single day. And the thing, I did more research on how I was going to be able to continue professionally than I did on what I was going to wear for my wedding. So,
oh my goodness.
So anyway, we are the Misty Sold Wish home selling team still, but my legal name is Misty Darling.
Well, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
The new Mrs. Darling in the house.
Yes.
All right. So, and Fix Brown here is our new team member. He's going to be hanging out with Misty and me today as well. We'll get to know him in a little bit. But let's talk about bathroom remodels, Misty.
Yeah, popular finishes. And, you know, I think this applies both to if you're going to be revamping your space or if you're looking at new construction, which we have a lot of here in Central Iowa. Like, what are the finishes that pay off and that are just popular right now?
And looking at what's popular again, I spent a lot of time debrassing and debronzing my 90s home back in the early to mid 2000s, right?
And now it's back.
And now it's back again. If I just would have hung on to it long enough, now the person that lives there now would have said, oh, well, this is all back in style
How
again.
stylish.
Awesome.
Look at this. Yeah, this vintage brass. I think the new brass tones are a little less like yellow looking.
Yeah, I would
though.
agree with that, though.
A little more of a muted brass. I have a lot of that tone in my new construction home. And between that and all the oak that I have throughout, I would like 5 to 10 years ago, I would have said someone was crazy had I known I was going to be doing oak and brass. But here I am and loving it.
Yeah, it seems like once everything eventually will come back into style, even
With
if there's
a little bit of a twist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of the bathroom designs, standard bathroom versus a wet bath design. Could you explain what a wet bath is?
So a wet bath is that concept where like your bathtub and your shower are in the same space, and there's really not doors. It just sprays everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd like that.
I know. I think it looks kind of neat when I've seen it in homes. I'm like, gosh, that's kind of showy and pretty, but I don't know anyone who's lived with it. Do you, Fix?
I've sold a house that had that, and they really loved it, but they also had a steam setup in there too.
Okay.
So and their door closed, and it works for them. I don't know. I'm still getting used to my walk-in shower and that I don't have a door, and I'm always worried that a little bit of water will, and I'll slip, and I don't. But so far, no problems.
Oh,
there.
good.
Well, that was one thing in my new home with the open shower and everything. My dad, who built custom homes for years, he was highly concerned about it. He was like, I don't know. I think you should look into a door. And I'm like, no, Dad, I'm gonna do it like this.
And it's all working out, I assume.
I don't know. I haven't moved in yet.
Oh, yeah. When is the big move-in date?
Oh, mid-August.
Okay.
Right around the time I take my daughter to college is when my
Oh, that's convenient.
out of state. Yes, it's all coming at once.
Okay, so other bathroom fixture renovations you might think about: overhead rain shower versus a standard shower head.
And I think a lot of times when there's a rain shower head, you don't necessarily have to choose either or. A lot of times those showers have both.
Right.
I think just having a rain shower head might be impractical as your only option, but I think it's a really nice option. In the survey that we read, though, I mean, it was kind of like 51% prefer that, 49% standard, but
I don't know, though. I think if you're asking somebody that question, they're probably thinking overhead shower that is either can do both, or a lot of bathrooms have the overhead rain shower and then another shower head that's the standard one.
exactly.
Yep.
And possibly even 3 shower heads. That is like the shower of my dreams, but that's neither here nor there. What is a smart toilet?
A high-tech commode.
I mean,
Well-
does it automatically flush like at restaurants, or is it just?
I did look into this when I chose my plumbing supplies, and then I looked at the price tag and went, I don't know if the toilets are where I want to splurge. I'd rather put it into something that I can, enjoy a little more. But like having the heated seats and then like the bidet option and all of those sort of things, I believe.
Gotcha. Well, apparently 60% agree with Misty that they're not
Like,
going to
that's just
splurge.
fine.
Yeah, I can do without a heated toilet seat.
Right.
And then finally, the soaking tub versus the clawfoot tub.
Yeah,
soaking
78%
tub is-
preferred
yeah.
soaking.
Yep.
I mean, they're both kind of soaking tubs. It's
Right.
just the style, modern versus more vintage. And I think because in remodels, we're really not necessarily like, I don't know, when the Victorian look was really popular 20 years ago, people were all over putting clawfoot tubs within like new construction or
Yeah.
remodels. And boy, it sure looks dated now, doesn't it?
I think it's still accepted, but yeah, it's more people are going for that soaking tub. That's the modern look than the old claw-looking feet.
For sure. Although, I guess the exception would be truly if it's like an era home, like
Yeah.
that's been redone.
And you can obviously, if you decide to remodel your bathrooms, that is a return on your investment that's a decent one, correct, Misty?
Yeah. And the interesting thing, the National Association of Realtors every year puts out a remodeling, like a renovation, what you could recoup from it survey based on asking thousands of agents all over the country what they're saying. So it's a good way to kind of get a little bit of information about what you might be recouping.
And I was reading one of those surveys, and apparently if you put time and attention into your lawn, that is an excellent return on investments and on your investment.
I think it's one of those things that when buyers are looking at potential homes that they're wanting to select, like an okay lawn, they really don't note, but they sure note when it's a really bad one.
Yeah, that curb appeal.
Yeah.
It's an old classic word, but it's so true. When you pull up to that house, and it's the wow factor right out of the gate.
And there's outdoor projects that you can do that will end up paying off the most. And one of them is what we were just talking about, and that's the best return on investment. Your just standard lawn care, making sure that your yard looks decent, isn't overrun with weeds, is nice and thick.
Well, yeah. So having and what they meant with that is like doing the applications of fertilizer and weed control, that there's really a huge payoff on that it more than pays for itself. And so this was sponsored by a lawn care company. No. But You know, when on a beautiful home, if the lawn is looking really neglected or really weedy, boy, that does devalue it. So I can see how that is true.
And it's standard lawn care service is probably one of the lower ticket items on this list,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, on their estimate, they were talking about like maybe $400 a year, and it depends on the size. They had a 5,000 square foot lawn. That's tiny by our standards.
Yeah.
So I guess take that times like 2 to 3.
Landscape maintenance is another great return on investment, meaning just mulch, prune your shrubs, plant perennials or annuals.
And so that's for maintenance, but that's one of the big things I talk to about sellers getting ready to put their home on the market. Like fresh mulch so dresses up a landscape. So even if there's areas that really don't have great perennials or bushes and it's just kind of dirty looking, putting a nice fresh coat of fresh layer of mulch there makes such a massive difference for not much money.
Because the buyer can imagine what they would put in that area, right?
It doesn't look like just oh, this is going to be work here.
Another outdoor investment that you could make on your home is an outdoor kitchen. And they're going all out.
I mean, this is a little higher dollar item than the other ones we talked about.
Yes.
I mean, they're talking about a grill, stainless steel drawers, ice chest sink, and a concrete countertop with veneered masonry stone. Estimated cost $15,000. I think it needs to be the right price point of home for that to make sense.
Yes. Your overall landscape upgrade, meaning maybe you install a front walkway, add some planters, flowering shrubs, a tree.
They're saying you get 100% recoupment on your investment. I think it probably depends on what you started with.
And finally, a new patio is also a good return on an investment, too.
Yeah.
And that can help create just an outdoor living space for not nearly as much money as, I don't know, sinking $15,000 into an outdoor kitchen.
There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And I think it just depends on your intent, how long you're going to be there, and what you're starting with, too.
So again, those are just a couple things you could do outside to add value to your home. And we are in here now with one of Misty's newest team members, Fix Brown. We'll be back to learn more about him and, talk some more real estate. It's the Central Iowa Real Estate Scoreboard on 106.3 KXNO.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Des Moines and Central Iowa, the agent I trust is Misty Solwish. Her personalized marketing plan sells more homes for more money. If she can't find the right buyer on your deadline, she will buy it. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to soldincentraliowa.com and put more money in your pocket.
It's time to get Misty with it as Misty checks out the Central Iowa real estate scene. What's going on this week, Misty?
Well, I read a recap that the National Association of Realtors economists put out about just how things have been going year to date nationally. And then they had some regional information as well. And it was very much reflective of what I think we've seen in the Central Iowa market. We hear a lot of talk about it must be a terrible time, like in the media. There's a lot of issues with home sales, like dramatically down, and pricing having declines. And yet that is not the case in a large portion of the country, including here. So existing home sales, they did go down about 3.3% from May of this year. And if we look at the full first half of the year, nationally, the sales were down by about 23%. But I think it's comparing the craziest year ever to normal, right?
Yeah.
We still have nationally a housing shortage, and we've talked in the past on the show about how it's because there just has not been enough housing stock built for changes in population. We don't see that as much here, though, because we have such a strong new construction market. The thing I thought was really interesting, though, because people do ask me a lot about, how is the market affected by interest rates? And I feel like it's starting to normalize a little bit with buyers if they're first time in the market.
Absolutely.
A little harder for move-up buyers that have a current mortgage around 3% or a little bit less. A little more challenging. But first-time home buyers were responsible for 27% of sales in June. And that's down from 28% in May, 30% in June of 2022. So, a 5% or actually a 3% decline, despite the fact that the interest rates have doubled since then. So it's still a very strong segment of the market. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of great things going on, and I appreciate the fact that while in other parts of the market, particularly the West and the southern regions of the country, they are seeing some pricing declines. In the Midwest region, we've actually seen a year-over-year pricing increase of around 3%. So,
wow.
There you go.
And again, every time we talk about interest rates, we remind people that, it's probably, I wouldn't wait for them to go back down to the historic lows that we had a couple of years ago.
Right.
But they're really more like it's more of a median or a normal where we're at right now.
For sure.
Yeah. We are here with Fix Brown, the latest and newest member of the Misty Solwish home selling team. And let's get to know him, Misty.
Yes. Welcome, Fix.
Well, hey, how's it going?
Great.
All right. So how long have you been with the team?
Really, this is kind of my first
This is his
couple days.
debut.
Yes, debut.
No way.
Yeah.
Yes. We wanted to make a splash.
Yeah, nothing like welcome to the team. Now
Get on the radio.
go do your media tour.
Exactly.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your background.
So actually, I was originally born in Maine. Moved here when I was about 8 with my family. But I'm still considered a maniac. That's the term when I'm from Maine. Went to South Spoke High School, and went to Iowa State and Iowa for a little while. I've played in bands. I've been a musician for since I was 14. Played in the band Decoy, locally here for about 10 years. I've been a professional photographer, and that's kind of what got me into real estate years ago on there. Let's see.
Where do you live?
Live in Ankeny with my wife and our 3 kids.
Okay, so how did you get into real estate? You mentioned that you thought photography may have been the bridge to that. Did you start taking real estate photos?
I did. So I had my own photography studio for a number of years, and I knew a lot of real estate agents, and they would ask me to come take pictures of the houses.
They make it look so fun, don't they?
Yep, they make it look. Yep, and so you can blame me at first for taking these amazing pictures, and then you go into the house and it's a little Cracker Jack box. That's partially my fault. I apologize.
But do your job.
Yeah, I got to know so many real estate agents, and I thought, that'd be a fun job, and so I got my real estate license about 7 years ago, and been full time ever since.
So you obviously are now new to Misty's team, but what has your journey been like before that?
Yeah, I've been I started with Chris Rinaldo, real estate team, and then created with him and Kenny Cosworth's Inhabit Iowa real estate team. So I've been doing that for a number of years. So I'm used to the team atmosphere and environment.
And a great team.
Thank you. And then, opportunity came available with Misty, and I think, I'm super excited to be on her team and grow with it. She has an amazing team with lots of great systems in place to kind of help buyers and sellers through the whole process.
So what did you see that Misty offers that's different, or what really got your attention, especially to differentiate herself and her team from others in the area?
Yeah, just, the experience that she puts forth on everything on the list side, just the whole process, the pre-inspections that are there, that's such a great thing when you're dealing with buyers and you can go into the house and you see right in front of you the whole inspection, and that's usually something that comes after that the buyers pay for in most transactions. They still can do that. They can still do their own inspection, but it's nice going into it, having it being inspected once already. It's kind of like having the dad walk through the house before the kids walk through it.
Yes.
There's just the whole training process that you have to go through to become an agent, and that experience there, because a lot of times you have a lot of new agents or even veteran agents that really just don't have to figure it all out themselves. And she's kind of got this great program laid out for you and how to learn that process. It's
true. I've been learning from her. And the other thing is she has a whole team of people behind the scenes to do all the paperwork and the things that a real estate agent that's out in front of people that may not be exactly our strong suit.
No, I mean, I feel like, the very outgoing, personal people a lot of times aren't the most organized when it comes to dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So the back end, the back office there, they have absolutely help. So if you miss an initial here or there, they double check that and say, hey, we need to get that. And it's a great process that way.
For sure. And we're so excited to have someone that has Fix's experience and his professionalism, because I just think it pairs so well with what we have worked to achieve.
Absolutely. And now you have a radio person, a musician. We've got somebody that plays the piano.
We've got a couple chefs.
Yeah, bartenders. We could really have a party now. I
know. And thank goodness I have an events venue.
That's funny. Yeah. So we... Again, so many people with so many varied backgrounds, but it all comes down to, for agents anyway, you're being a people person. And I would say that, being a professional musician or playing here locally would make you a people person, right, Fix?
I try to. Now, don't ask me to dance. I'm not that great at dancing, but yes, I can play some music for y'all.
So are you still looking to add to the team, Misty?
Oh, absolutely. We have just found that we've had such success in lead generation and making connections between potential home buyers and home sellers with agents that we have a lot of bandwidth to be able to grow. And I really think the way that we do real estate, it being so different from the typical solo agent journey that people initially envision when they get into real estate, I truly think it is the way that it's the future of how real estate will be done, because it really helps perfect the experience for the client, and it helps the agent have so much more capacity of being able to work with people.
Yeah. So again, you have periodically join, you have meet and greets. And you can always go to joinmistysteam.com too.
Yeah, our calendar for the meet and greets is on joinmistysteam.com. We have them about once a month, and it is just a great opportunity to not just hear from me, here's what I think and here's my experience and all of that. We have team members there that kind of walk through what their experience is and what their life was like before joining the team and what it's brought to them. And I think that's extremely valuable to someone thinking about getting into real estate.
And again, joinmistysteam.com if you would like to check that out. In the meantime, you can watch for us at the Iowa State Fair. We're going to do another fair show.
I am so excited. That was a great experience. We are again going to make it a big team event. Last year, we had everyone's families came along, and then they all gathered around the Crystal Studio, and we did interviews with, Heather and I did a little introduction about the Iowa State Fair, and then we brought in team members to talk about their state fair memories. So it was so much fun.
It was. And again, you're not going to find any place on earth that has more interesting real estate than the Iowa State Fairgrounds.
Right?
Everything from these old, historic, absolutely amazing buildings to, the newer buildings with the horse barn and everything. Then you go to the smallest lemonade stand. You have it all out there.
An option for everything.
Yep. So again, the new team member is Fix Brown II. JoinMisty'sTeam.com if you'd like to become a new team member yourself. In the meantime, we have open houses again today, Misty.
We sure do. We've got a lot of open houses going on today, both from 12 to 2 and 2:30 to 4:30.
The 2:30 to 4:30, the staggered open houses are kind of a semi-new thing.
Well, it's kind of a summertime thing for us. We have so much great inventory that's hitting the market. And so it really gives us an opportunity to be able to open it up to the public and at hours that work for them during the summertime. So,
and I know that occasionally our agents are doing little pop-up opens too.
Yes, this summer's been popular for the pop-up. We've been doing those on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on new hot properties that have just hit the market, and that's been a really great way to connect. So watch our social media, watch Facebook, and our website soldincentraliowa.com, because we definitely make these homes available to view. Or you can always just call us and set up a private showing. But sometimes if someone's in the starting process, they don't want the pressure, and so we make it easy for you.
All right, so one of your featured home this week on the Central Iowa Real Estate Scoreboard is in Johnston.
Yes, 6220 Northwest 97th in Johnston. Perfect for this time of year and all the heat we've experienced, because it does have an in-ground pool in the back, and it is offered for $444,999. I love the creativity of the number that we have it listed at, $444,999. And it is just an absolutely gorgeous two-story, built in 1999. It's got a 3-car garage. And like I said, this week, the thing that I think would be most coveted is the fact that it has an in-ground pool.
Oh, yeah. The pool looks really nice. And again, this is at 6220 Northwest 97th Street in Johnston. It will be open today from, is this a noon to 2 or 2:30 to 4:30?
A noon to 2.
All right. And again, you can check out Misty's social media channels all over the place for the other open houses, and keep watching for those pop-up opens as well.
Please do.
In the meantime, it's been great to meet you, Fix, and welcome to the Misty Soul Wish team.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So it's been great hanging out with you guys. And we will be back next week right here with another edition of the Central Iowa Real Estate Scoreboard. Don't forget, soldincentraliowa.com or 515-575-9950 to get a hold of Misty. And we'll be back next Sunday right here on 106.3 KXNO.